1.
Real talk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Talk. Dustin, it has been a minute. We took a couple weeks off. It's been a long time. Should have never left you without a dope beat to step to, but we are back. And it took us a second because we had to get away from the conundrum of everything that was happening this season, the end of everything. I mean, we could break it down. Derek Carr got benched for the first time in his career. He's not in the Raiders' plans going forward. It sucks. I'm not going to harp on it. I've done my talk on it. I've said my piece. I think that, everybody said their piece on it, but it's been a lot. Raiders finished 6-11, lost a total of 8 one-score games, a vast difference from last year. What do you have to add to this?
I don't know that there's much more to add, to be quite honest. It was obviously a disappointing end of the season. You get Carr's benching in the last 2 games. It's tough to take that benching, after watching him go through all the stuff that he's gone through over the past 9 years. But at the same time, you can look at the body of work this season, and even as a Carr fan, I can admit it was underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it could have been handled with a little more class than it was.
Absolutely.
But that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Everybody who's seen my page knows where I stand on it, and it's been talked to death.
Yeah, no doubt. And Hondo Carpenter put out a good article, kind of breaking down the timeline of events and things that happened, and kind of where the marriage went wrong. And I think that the one thing that stands out is Josh McDaniels basically airing out dirty laundry in meetings, and where Gruden would do it behind closed doors. And Gruden was harsh, but he was fair, and would give his criticism behind closed doors. Josh McDaniels does it in front of everybody, and it's not just with Carr; it's with everybody on the team. Some people like it, some people don't. It's all about personal learning style, and Josh doesn't really give a fuck about your learning style. Without without a better way to say it. Looking at that, looking forward, because we're not gonna harp on this. We've spoken about this ad nauseum. That's an easy conversation. Let's have a more difficult conversation. Derek's leaving, and the fact of the matter and the reality is the Raiders probably aren't going to get any compensation for him. Derek, it depends. If he wants to take the high road and and take a trade partner, then great. I mean, I think that Derek's a Raider through and through. I think that everything that he's done for the organization, I would love for us to get compensation for him. But let's be honest, the Raiders did him dirty. They benched him with 2 games left. He didn't get a chance to say goodbye. He said that in his goodbye letter. Personally thanking certain people. One thing that stuck out specifically was that he did not specifically thank Mark Davis. And so those are things that, I think kind of sting with him. And so it'll be very interesting to see what happens if we get compensation for him, if we do not. But where do you think, without trades or without anything, where do you see Derek going?
I think there's plenty of good landing spots. I mean, as we've seen this year, there's the quarterback injuries that happened this year. I think this was a record for different starting quarterbacks in the league. And honestly, I saw something kind of interesting today. The Colts actually gave Bisaccia a head coaching interview. So if he landed in Indy, I could see Derek seriously considering Indianapolis.
Yeah,
because he made it very clear that he was very happy with the way Bisaccia coached the team in those final games last season. But other than that, I mean, you've got the Jets, the Commanders. I mean, there's so many options. And honestly, I think a good fit if Brady is to leave the Bucks, he could walk into the Bucks with Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and that crazy defense that they've got, and he could make some noise.
Absolutely. I think that, the thing that benefits him in the situation is it's not a strong quarterback draft class. You have, you've got the Bryce Young, you get the CJ Strouds,
Like the top four.
Yeah, you've got the top four, but really there's nobody that really jumps off the page this year. Next year there's some guys that jump off the page, but this year there's nobody really jumps off the page. Free agency wise, you've got Tom Brady, you've got Jimmy Garoppolo, you've got Baker Mayfield, you got Derek Carr. Those are your top four. Besides that, you've got Jacoby Brissett and a handful of others. Derek pretty much is going to get to choose where he wants to go. Now, obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo has been tied to the Jets because of his connection with Robert Saleh. The question is his injuries and his ability to stay on the field. Can Jimmy play? Jimmy can ball. Do I think that Jimmy's an upgrade over? Yeah. Do I think he's an upgrade over Derek? No, I don't.
No.
So, I think,
like I said, he's a fragile quarterback. And I mean, you've got a guy leading a team that's only missed 2 games in 9 years, whereas you've got Jimmy who's missed half seasons in the past 2 or 3 years.
Exactly.
So I think that's gonna help the market, for Derek. I think and honestly, the way that you laid it out, I think it's gonna go Brady, Carr, and then from there on, you can kind of pick and choose.
Absolutely.
So the top 2, that's assuming Brady doesn't retire.
Yeah. So assuming Brady doesn't retire, let's get into that because, look, Mark Davis is infatuated with Tom Brady. We saw the way that he looked lovingly in his eyes at the UFC event in 2020. We know that he's courted him for the past couple of years. We know that Brady has purchased a home in Vegas a couple of years ago. We know that Brady has training, TB12 training at the Wynn.
Which started in September last year.
Right. So given everything, given the current landscape, Josh McDaniels being in Las Vegas, Dave Ziegler being in Las Vegas, the Raiders having a great offense already out there. You got Devontae Adams, you got Darren Waller, you've got Hunter Renfrow. Offensive line needs a little retooling. Defensively, there's a lot of work.
I don't know how much they really need to retool the offensive line. Not to cut you off, but
yeah,
I was looking. They're top 10, top 11 in pass blocking and run blocking.
Yeah.
So do you really need to put that much? Maybe a piece here or there, but do you really need to put in a ton of work on it?
Not a ton of work, but I would upgrade at the right tackle position. I know that. Obviously Jermaine Illuminor is a free agent this year. So, the question is what's going to happen with him. Thayer Munford is somebody who played well when he came in. So I'd like to see what he does out there. But yeah, so I think that's a big thing. Like Matt says, right tackle is still an issue. And I believe that is. I think that's an area that needs to be addressed. But that said, we've got Patrick Graham, who's coaching the Reese's Senior Bowl. We've got a plethora of picks. I'm kind of excited to see what he can do with these young guys if he can get in there in the Senior Bowl and find some talent like the Raiders did in 2019 back when Gruden and Mayock were out there and they found Max Crosby, they found a Foster Moreau, they found an Alec Ingold, they found a Hunter Renfrow. There was a lot of guys that they brought in out there. Yeah, there's talent. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. And then also, if you get a guy like Brady, look, I know everything that's happened. If Tom Brady comes to the Raiders and steps up to the podium on day one, sits next to Charles Woodson and says it was a fumble, will Raider Nation forgive him? That's a question I've got right there.
Personally, I'm still going to have a hard time with it. I was talking to a couple buddies this morning and they're like, oh, come on. You want Brady. As soon as Brady shows up, you're going to go out. He wins those first 4 games. You're going to be out buying a Brady jersey. And I said, I'm sorry. The only 2 silver and black 12 jerseys I will ever wear will be either Stabler or Gannon. And if you're going to include wide receivers, I'll throw Jacoby Ford in there just because I like Jacoby Ford.
Yeah. Jacoby.
But, I have a really hard time seeing a silver and black jersey with the name Brady on it.
It's going to be weird.
Number 12,
It's going to be weird. Now, I'll tell you this. If Tom, I will say this on the pod. You can clip this, you can chop it, you can do whatever you want. If Tom Brady comes to Las Vegas and wins the Super Bowl, I will buy a Tom Brady jersey, and I will forgive him. If he brings us a ring and takes us 1 ring over the division, because we'll hold it over the Broncos. We'll hold 2 over the Chiefs, and we'll hold 4 over that team that will not be mentioned. That little baby blue, piss yellow colored Sean Merriman lights out. I will buy a Tom Brady jersey. I tell you, I will.
All right, you know this is going up on the page, right?
You can put it up
it's
on the
going
page.
right up.
Write it down, take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
Clip it, screenshot it.
But chat is not active today. What's up with the chat? The chat is.
I figured being later, we'd have more people in there.
You know what I'm saying? It's a Friday. People ain't got no jobs. You know, isn't that the case? I thought all Raider fans didn't have jobs. I thought.
And bro, here's my thing. I'm sitting here with my work laptop open next to this as we're talking. So,
bro, I got 3 screens up. If everybody could see my little war room right now, I got 3 screens up. I got Caden to the right of me watching Mickey Mouse Funhouse. We putting in work right now. We are putting in work. Caden's standing on the table and eating gum. Eating gum. Uh-huh. Yeah, I got some shit going on over here. So
dad mode.
Oh, Big Shane said he never got a notification I was going live. YouTube is slacking.
YouTube, bro, hit our Instagram pages. We'll put that up at least a day ahead of time.
Oh yeah, we on there. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. This is the question I have. Can we finally get a dominant DT? So in the draft, there's some players. There's some guys out there. There's some strong DTs. If we're looking at free agency, you know who I want? Tomlinson.
Ron Payne.
Oh, I think Payne's going to be too expensive.
Payne
I like
Payne.
Too expensive. I like Payne.
His AAV right now is like 19 and a half.
Yeah, I love Payne. I think Tomlinson's going to be a better, a more economic choice. But the Raiders are going to have some money to play around with. The question is, you lose Derek Carr's contract, so that's $33 million off the books right there. The question around Chandler Jones, is Chandler going to retire? Is he going to come back? If he retires, if he retires, that's $17 million off the books right there. You got some money that's going to be there. You got free agents that are coming off. You look to re-sign
9th in cap space or something like that.
Yeah,
6th or 9th.
I like that. Jalen Carter in the draft. He's a beast. I'm excited about that. There's some guys. I mean, look, I'm not somebody who's going to sit there and say I want to take a quarterback at 7. I don't want to take a quarterback at 7, especially depending. I think that
stockpile.
Yeah, you bring in players. Even if CJ Stroud is there at 7, you take a flyer on him. I think that if he falls to 7, you take a flyer. But if not, I'm going DT. I'm going CB. I think that those are the 2 biggest needs right now. Those are the 2 biggest needs.
I see a lot of people banging the table for Anthony Richardson at 7, and I'm going. The kid is quick. He can throw, but I'm not sold. The other thing that I've seen is Will Levis. I like Levis. I like it, but I like his release more than anything. I think
I like Levis in the 2nd round.
Yeah, that dude's got a whip crack of a release, and it is fast.
If Levis is available in the 2nd round, if the 2nd round rolls around and he's available early in the 2nd round, you move up and you get him. It's just like in 2014 when the Raiders took Mack and Derek Carr was available in the 2nd round and they moved up to get him. That's an opportunity because you look at having a franchise quarterback, and if you use a 2nd round pick on that, I'm okay with that. There's just other glaring needs. I think that you get a bridge guy. If you get a bridge guy like Brady, Jacoby Brissett, I know has been thrown around there. A guy that obviously knows McDaniel's system. McDaniel's doesn't have a whole lot of time to work with. He doesn't have.
No, he's got a year.
Yeah, he's got a year. If he doesn't do it this year, he's gone. And so you got to get a guy that knows the system. I would say Brady 1. Obviously, Rodgers is number 2, but that's going to be you're going to have to give up a lot, and you have to pay.
Hard sell.
It's a very hard sell.
Well, and even if you're just looking at like draft compensation, I mean, we've got 1 first round, 1 second round, a single third, a single fourth, 2 fifths, a 6th, and 2 7ths right now. Now that's not including anything that they may or may not get in a Carr move, but I mean, you got some picks, and I've said it a bunch of times. I'm far more confident in Ziegler to do his thing than I am for McDaniels to do his.
Yes.
Ziegler has shown that he knows how to work a draft. Even with limited resources last year, look what he did.
Yeah. Draft was good.
So Yeah, so I think giving him a full slate to work with and potentially some others from moving a player or two, he could do some damage.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what he can do with a full draft and with a first round pick. The Raiders haven't really had a lot of success in the first round. Obviously, Josh Jacobs, Colton Miller. But aside from that, I mean, you got Cleveland Farrell, you got, Damon Arnett, you have Henry Ruggs, you've got, Jonathan Abram. The list goes on and on. And so those are the things that the Raiders need to start hitting on as first round picks.
Yeah.
First and second round picks. I mean, because second round has been just as ugly. And so, it'd be nice to retain Josh, bring him back. I think with having more money on the books, it gives the Raiders the opportunity to bring him back. I know a lot of people say don't pay top dollar for a running back. I say it if you have a top 5 running back.
If you've got a top 5 running back that led the league last season, so not even a top 5, you have a number 1.
Yeah.
You spend a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you've got the wiggle room to do it this season.
Absolutely. I would pay Josh. Going into last year, I was not on team pay Josh, and now I am on team pay Josh because he showed us what he can do. He showed us, that he really has the heart to put the team on his back. He was pissed in a lot of games because he was like, I don't know why they didn't put why they didn't put it on my back. And so that's what you want.
Yeah, he wants that ball in pressure situations, and that's all you can ask for from a guy that is going to be working in your system as a workhorse. I mean, you want that guy that wants the ball, that wants to put the game away.
No doubt. Shout out my guy Joe. He's using his mom's account right now, but he says we should get a corner and a safety. I agree, Joey. We do need a safety. We need somebody to pair with Merrick. I like Deron Harmon, but I mean, there's obviously ways to upgrade. Corner, we need a corner. When was the last time the Raiders had a dominant number 1 corner? And I'll answer that question for you. It was Nnamdi Asomugha.
I was just going to say it was Nnamdi Asomugha, number 21, Nnamdi Asomugha.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's been so long. It's been so long. I mean, there's been flash in the pants for a year. There was. I
thought Mullen could be that guy. I really did. I thought Mullen could be that guy, but he just couldn't stay healthy.
He couldn't stay healthy, and obviously he's not somebody that a lot of teams want. He's on his 3rd team in 2 years. So
although I will say he's playing in the playoffs on Saturday.
He is playing in the playoffs. There's a lot of guys playing in the playoffs on Saturday.
There's a lot of guys playing in the playoffs.
Speaking of playoffs, there's some teams in the playoff. Luckily, the Chargers got kicked out. We don't have to hear anything from them. They're all excited. Well, we made the playoffs. Yeah, well, you guys picked.
That was called first round exit. Exit.
Yeah. Well, what did they say to us last year?
Oh, first round exit.
First round exit. Well, guess what? They got a new album coming out. It's First Round Exit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Duval.
Duval, man, what a comeback! Oh my god!
If Jacksonville can shock the world and beat the Chiefs, what does that mean for the playoffs?
That's a shakeup, dude. That is a shakeup.
Get
Sunshine come in there and knock Kermit off.
Oh my god. The dude looks like Trevor Lawrence already looks like Kermit's wife. Like maybe a better looking version.
Oh, bro, I saw a thing where it was an Easter Island head with his headband and hair on it, and I was like, oh my god. It's exactly what it is.
Oh my god. You got to find that graphic, put it up, because
let's see if I can find it.
Freaking hilarious. But dude, if Jacksonville can go in there and shock the world, look, I won't count Doug Peterson out. I will not count Doug Peterson out because Doug Peterson is a boss.
Ball, man. Yeah, he's got stones on him, dude.
Yeah,
he showed it in that last game.
I'm real excited. I'm curious to see. I don't think Jacksonville's going to win that game. I don't think that Jacksonville's going to win that game. But if they do, I swear, you know what? I'm going to bet on them.
Oh,
I'm going to bet. Well, I'm just going to drop 50 on them. I'm not going to put a whole lot, but I'm going to drop 50 on them. If they win, I win. If they lose, then I lose a little $50. But whatever. But going into the playoffs, who do you like? Who do you like coming out of the playoffs? What is your Super Bowl prediction here?
I'm just gonna have to. I think as much as it pains me to do it, I think I have to take the Chiefs on Saturday. Oh, here we go. Let's see if this pops. Oh, it won't let me do it. But I'll just do it this way. But if Jacksonville can knock off, see right there.
Oh my god.
You'll see it in a sec.
Oh, that's great.
Dude, it's too perfect. But
That's
okay,
hilarious.
anyway, regain focus here. If Jacksonville can knock off the Chiefs, I would love to see Jacksonville and Dallas. I think that would be a great game.
With Jacksonville winning?
But I'll give them the Super Bowl berth. I'll give them the Super Bowl berth, but I'm going to have to give it to Dallas because of that defense. Micah Parsons is just a game changer.
So you think Dallas beats the Niners this weekend?
I think Dallas beats the Niners. We almost beat the Niners with a second stringer.
We almost beat the Niners. That's true. Niner fans,
and for all those Niner fans out there that say that they ate on that game, you won by a field goal in overtime. We put your defense to the test and put 500 yards up on you guys. So
talk that shit.
To me, that's not eating. That's snacking.
Talk that shit, Dustin. Talk that shit. Niner fans been talking real spicy. And this Niner Cowboy rivalry is huge.
It's great.
It's one of the great rivalries in the NFL. And I'm excited about this game just as a football fan. As somebody who obviously is in a Niner family, I'm excited about this game because it's going to be, I think it's going to expose a lot of things.
If that's still Joey in the chat right there, I think he's got it right. I think Brock Purdy crumbles against a really good defense and Cowboys win.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing how Purdy is the dude.
How Purdy is the next Tom Brady. Hey, real quick, this is completely off topic, but it popped up on Bleacher Report. Ex-NFL DT kills mountain lion. Derek Wolf of the Broncos says he killed an animal with a bow and arrow after it was wreaking havoc in rural Colorado neighborhood. That's the kind of defensive tackle that I want. I want a defensive tackle that's going to go out there with a bow and arrow and hunt down a mountain lion and shoot it through its freaking heart.
Bow hunting. Oh my gosh.
That's what I want.
And on that same vein, talking about that ring around the rosey play that the Chiefs pulled. I can't remember the dude's name. It was Quinn Moritz, I think, from the Broncos. Yeah. I want him. That dude's spicy.
He's got heart.
He's spicy.
He got pissed off for us. He got more pissed off than our coaches got.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, why is an opposing rival's offensive line getting more pissed off than our defense?
That's
and
the
our
kind
coaches?
of player that I want.
Yeah.
That's the kind
Put
of player
that dude on the line.
I want somebody. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. When the Raiders play the Chiefs next year, if somebody doesn't knock Pat Mahomes in his fucking jaw after that, then you ain't that mad. Like that should.
I want Max up in his face again. Max up in his grill like he had him earlier this season.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. The Chiefs. Look, we've done some stupid shit to the Chiefs. The victory lap around the stadium.
We earned that.
Which was confirmed.
Chris Smith, shout out.
Yeah, shout out Chris Smith. The dancing on the logo at midfield.
Okay, that was ill-advised.
Dumbass.
Ill-advised.
And so we've done some stupid shit and they've beat our ass because of it. We need to smack them in the mouth next time we see them.
Oh, yeah.
We need to smack them in the mouth next time we see them.
Last thing I want to see is Pat Mahomes over on the sidelines doing his Kermit. I'm here. Seriously. I don't need to see that shit.
Nobody wants to see that shit. Look, the only good thing about Pat Mahomes this season, besides his play on the field, is that he told his wife and his brother to stay the fuck away.
I was just going to say, I didn't hear nothing from them all year.
We've heard nothing. I haven't seen Jackson doing one little snake on the sidelines. Nothing. It's been quiet.
So the organization or Mahomes had to have said something. Like,
Oh,
you guys are bringing a whole lot of negative press.
Patty for sure shut that down. He was like, nah, not up in here.
Not on my sideline.
Not on my watch. We're not going to do that over here. But going back to my predictions for because I got ADHD and I can go down a rabbit hole of shit.
Right. Yeah, we could run this forever.
Back to my predictions. I'm going Bills Eagles.
Ooh.
I'm saying Bills Eagles. I look, the NFC East is dominating the playoffs right now. The NFC East is just dominating the playoffs, and with the Eagles, I'm sitting there like, okay, the Eagles have to slow down at some point, don't they? They have to slow down at some point. You would think, right? Like, usually these teams, there's something. Like, we saw it with the Patriots, where they had the undefeated season until they lost the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a case?
Is that Philly's fate? They go to the bowl and drop it to the Bills? And if they do, good for the Bills.
Good for the Bills.
That
the Bills deserve
is a franchise that needs a Super Bowl.
You know what? Look, I don't like a lot of fan bases. Like, I got a segment that's called "I Hate Y'all," but I don't like a lot of fan bases. But I like the Bill. I love Bills Mafia. I don't even like them. I love Bills Mafia.
Dude, they get after it. Those tailgates look intense.
They get after it. They're a passionate fan base. They've been through so much. Everything that's happened this season. Shout out to Damar Hamlin, him having a full recovery. I think these guys are playing. They're playing for something bigger. They're playing for something greater. And if they can go out there and if they can win, you dedicate that win to Damar Hamlin. Obviously,
dude, that's a late season shot in the arm. Like that.
Yeah,
legitimately. Like,
the man died on the field.
Circumstances, obviously.
The man died on the field.
Circumstances. Yeah, died on the field twice. They had to resuscitate him twice.
Hold on, I'm giving
you got to win that for him. That sugar rush, man.
Yo, Jerome Clemens, he lives in the Buffalo area. Is pumped to go to Raiders, Bills, and Orchard Park. Yeah,
there you go.
Two loyal fan bases. Anybody that knows the history, the Raiders and the Bills go way back. I always call the Bills the Raiders of the East Coast, because the Bills get a lot of the Raiders old players. They've got a passionate blue collar fan base. Obviously they've never won, but we have. But they've got, like I said, they've got a very similar history of the Raiders. It's a fan base that I really respect. I've got a lot of Bills fans out here in the Bay Area. Just great people, great people. I think that there's a lot of great people in that fan base, and I would love to see them. Another passionate fan base is the Philadelphia Eagles. Not a lot of great people. Look, I love my fraternity brothers. I went to Pi Lam, and Pi Lambda Phi, out of Philadelphia. My whole fraternity is Eagles fans, minus the one Cowboy fan from Wilkes-Barre. But don't ask us how that went in the house. But yeah, it was. They are a interesting fan base.
They'll chew you up.
Yeah. Shout out to Lacey Brown. She's been to every NFL game. She was talking about every time, she's got the losing curse for every home
curse.
The home curse. And so when she went to the Eagles game twice, they told her that they were going to beat her ass in the parking lot. And so Lacey does not like going to Eagles games.
I don't blame her. Shit.
Eagles fans don't care.
Something I was thinking about, you were talking about the Raider Bill connection and all that. I would love to get sat down with Phil Villapiano and have him just tell stories.
We could just
dude. Oh man,
we could have Phil on the podcast. It'd probably be like a 4-hour pod.
I love it every minute.
Phil can just Phil can talk. If you guys haven't seen or heard Phil tell a story, just go watch NFL films. Every time
storyteller
just comes on, his stories are phenomenal. Oh yeah. And it's old school Italian guy, just talks with his hands and just really gets into it. He treats everybody like family. Phil's a great guy. It's awesome. You got to check out his stories. But
talking about his can opener.
Oh yeah, I love talking to Phil at alumni weekend. Whenever I'd go out there, you see Phil and you get a couple glasses of wine in him, he gets going.
Make sure it's that Bolitnikov wine.
Yeah, either the Blitnikoff or the Woodson Intercept.
Or the Intercept, yeah.
We gotta, shout out Woodson Whiskey as well.
Woodson Whiskey. I gotta get hooked up with them, man. I've been trying. I gotta get hooked up with them.
Yeah, I gotta get more tapped in. I mean, I did get a it's not over here, but I did get a autographed Christmas card from Charles this year, which was nice.
Nice.
So
Nice,
I got that
Classy.
going for me, which is good. But yeah,
Charles.
what hold on a second. What are you
singing?
doing? Come over here. Because obviously he wants some attention. He wants to get in on the action. Come here, boy. Get over here. Oh, say what's up to the people.
Yo, Caden. What's up, bro?
Can I get a Go Raiders? No? All right, well then get off me and go.
You gotta get one.
Go. Get out of here. He just kicked me in my leg.
In my leg.
Boy, I will karate chop you in your butt. Anyways.
Oh my God.
So as we start to wrap this up, because we're going down a rabbit hole of craziness. Going into the offseason, obviously big needs: quarterback, offensive line, the right tackle specifically, D tackle, corner, safety. What do you see the Raiders doing first, besides moving on from Derek Carr?
I think it's got to be the quarterback. It's got to be the quarterback because that money dictates how much you've got left. So in my mind, okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate, even though I don't want to. Brady shows up in Vegas. He partners back up with McDaniels and Ziegler. He takes a team-friendly deal, or no?
I think he does.
That's his history, right?
Well,
he's a team-friendly kind of guy. Supposedly.
He's a team-friendly kind of guy, but remember, he just lost it. He just got divorced.
He lost a lot of money.
He lost a lot of money, not only in the divorce, but also in the crypto scam.
Forex, FTX.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think he'll still take a team-friendly deal, obviously, because you would think that if Brady comes in, he's going to bring Gronk, right?
Dude, could you imagine a Gronk Waller tight end room?
Oh my God, that red zone offense.
That is enough to. I mean, that might justify Brady if you can get a Gronk Waller tight end room.
Look, all you got to do, you don't even have to play Gronk outside of the 20s. Just put when you get to the red zone, throw Gronk in there. I mean, still probably one of the most dominant tight ends in the league.
Imagine the heavy sets.
Oh God. So that question is, do you keep Foster or do you just keep Jesper Horsted? Because I mean, what's Foster going to command? 4 million? 5 million?
Something along those lines. But I think we've mentioned it before. You listen to Waller talking on Bussing with the Boys, and he goes, he's not sticking around. He goes, he's a starter anywhere else.
He is a starter. I mean, he showed this year.
He's
got to clean up his hands a little bit, but he's definitely a starter in this league. I like Foster a lot. I've always been big on the Foster train. Great dude, great player, pretty good rapper. He was on Waller's album. He's actually not a bad rapper.
I forgot that he got Foster on there. Max
not as good as Max.
Max killed it.
Max killed it, but I do see Foster as a starter. I see Foster going to a Tennessee. Foster, I think, would be great in Tennessee. Him and Henry in
Tennessee.
That's another team that Derek could go to because we know that Tannehill's not the guy there. But yeah, I mean, those are some things we look at. Brady, look, I'm going to talk about Brady.
A lot of moving pieces.
Brady can bring in free agents. We saw what he did in Tampa. We saw all the guys that followed him. Brady's gonna bring people because people know that if you go with Brady, he's going to win. We got T. Severe saying, go after Brissett, stabilize quarterback, keep Tillery, keep Illuminor and Parker. I forgot about Parker. He's been hurt all season.
Jermaine.
Let's see. Draft development of quarterback. Let's see. Jerome Clemens.
9 or 10?
9 or 10 million. Yeah, we're not going to pay him that.
They ain't going to give him that.
Somebody will. Somebody will. Look
Somebody,
what Zay
somebody will.
Jones got.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Look what Zay
paid.
Jones got.
They
So
got paid.
somebody will give him 10 million. Somebody will value him 10 million. And you know what? He will live up to that contract. He's not, I mean, look what Alec Ingold has done this year. Alec Ingold is
Did you
balling.
see him truck the shit out of that D lineman going into the end zone? Gets in the end zone, flexes it out. Oh man, I miss
my
Ingold.
guy. I talk to Ingold every so often, and great dude. And I mean, look, I tell him like, you are one of those that once a Raider, always a Raider. I'm gonna have him on the pod one of these days, because he's a guy that, you know, I'm gonna put him up there with, you know, some of the. He's not one of the great Raider fullbacks because he never really got to do a lot, but he is the first. He's not. I mean, look, the greatest Raider fullback of all time is Kenny King.
We know this.
Unbiased, completely unbiased. Marcel Reese is probably my favorite though. I love Reese. Dude. Yeah. I always wanted the Raiders to put Reese at tight end because he had that great catching ability, and I feel like he was underutilized.
Didn't he play tight end?
He played receiver in college, I believe.
I was going to say he was a tight end or receiver in college.
Yeah, I believe he was a receiver in college. But yeah, I mean, and what he's doing with the organization, I don't know. He's kind of just he's Mark's new Cliff. He's
Mark's guy.
Yeah, he's Mark's new Cliff Branch. Which look, he was the last guy that Al drafted, or he was the last guy that Al brought in. And you know, he's somebody that obviously embodies what Raider Nation is. He lives, breathes that silver and black. Washington. Yeah, wide receiver at Washington. But yeah, I mean, look.
The other argument you could make about Brady to Vegas, and this is not just because Davis has such a want for him, he's going to put butts in seats.
Cheeks in the seats.
That's right. And what's Davis's gripe been the last 6 games? Cheeks in seats.
Red cheeks in the seats.
It's a problem, and we need to fix it.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Look, hey, what's up, Raider Room?
Hey, Raider Room.
I've been to some of the games. There's some games where Raider Nation takes over. There's other games where it's embarrassing. I was at that last game against the Chiefs, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing that
was ugly.
And then they're sitting there doing their little tomahawk chant and all that crap, and like, it was embarrassing. I don't want to see that again. I talk too much shit to Charger fans about other teams taking over their stadium. NFL Mike has been giving me crap all season long. I don't want it no more. I don't want it.
Can't have it
Raider
anymore.
Nation back in there. And look, everybody's talking, the ticket prices. Stop selling your tickets.
Yeah.
Simple as
that. That's the
that.
biggest thing. Quit selling tickets to opposing fans. I mean,
when I sell my tickets, I sell it to Raider fans.
But like, I know it's hard to tell who's a fan of what when you're selling tickets online to just an anonymous name, but there's got to be some way of filtering, right?
I mean, what I do is when I'm going to sell my tickets, I post it. I posted in the Raider Nation community on Twitter. There's like 4,000 people on there. If you guys want to be added, we've got like 12 admins. Just hit one of us up. We can add you into the link on Twitter. It's a great place. It's a Raider community. Only Raider fans. We talk about anything. You keep it respectful, and it's all good. But that's where I do is I put the tickets in there, and then I sell them through that. Obviously you're still going to make a little bit of a profit. You're not going to make as big of a profit as you sell it on Ticketmaster, but at least it's going to Raider fans. And that's really what it comes down to. What's up, Queen? I think that's the biggest thing to do is Raider Nation needs to sell to Raider Nation. And, obviously there's people that are buying the tickets out there. There's people that are, buying it just for profit, whatever. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Get out there. Look, when I go to Vegas, I just want to see all silver and black.
I want that place blacked out.
I want it blacked out.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that place just blacked out because it would look so intense.
Oh, it's intimidating. It's intimidating when you get that out there. You know what I'm saying? It's almost as intimidating as Caden running around with. What are you doing?
What keeps you on your toes?
Just go. Possibly. Do you hear this?
Oh, dude, he's talking.
Oh, he don't shut up. That's the problem. No. Do not encourage him. Do not encourage him, Queen.
You missed him earlier, Queen. He was on.
Yeah, he came on. He hopped on and did his little thing. But this boy ain't even changed out of his pajamas yet.
I think Raider Room brought up a good point there. He says Anthony Richardson sounds like a reach at 7. Trade back, gain some capital, and take him if that's your true goal.
If you take him,
I can't argue
15. Trade back to 15 and take Anthony
can't argue
Richardson.
that point. Yeah.
You get what I was doing there?
15.
AR-15. Oh! Maybe he'll come back. This guy. Hey, it's Friday. I'm all hopped up on coffee.
Feeling good Friday. It's a feel good Friday.
You know, we should move these pods to Friday because
we should. You know,
it's
a feel good Fridays.
It's a feel good Friday, and the good thing is it's off season, so we don't have to commiserate over losses. Now we get to. What are Raider fans going to argue about now?
Oh, dude, they still argue about Carr. They're still arguing.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have the select few that are every time something happens, it's gonna be Carr wouldn't look. Once Derek leaves, I'm not going to talk about him anymore. Like
it's over.
That's my guy.
You know what the weirdest part of it is? I went looking through my closet the other day, right? I own 3 jerseys. Carr, Mack, McFadden. That's what I got.
So you got to stop buying
jerseys. My Carr jersey is gone. I cannot find it. It just evaporated. I cannot find it.
Did it get lost in the snap?
Bro, it's the weirdest thing. Cannot find it.
Maybe Caden took it.
Probably.
Did you take it?
Gremlin.
Did you take Dustin's jersey? What happened?
See?
What happened? Say what's up, Raider Nation.
What's up, Raider Nation?
Yeah, there it is. We couldn't get him to do it earlier. He got it now.
My guy right there. You better chop that up. What are my thoughts on CJ Stroud? Hold on. T Severe asking some great questions here.
Dude,
I was going to end this pod, but the chat is getting active. Yep. What are your thoughts on CJ Stroud? I know there's stigma around Ohio State quarterbacks, but I love this because he's probably the best quarterback to come out of Ohio State, not named Joe Burrow. But yeah, there is a stigma. I think that.
Wasn't the last one Pryor?
Yeah, and I feel like Pryor could have been a good quarterback had he had the right
legs.
Coaching. He
93 yards.
He bumped my dad down to number 5 on the Raiders rushing list with that. But that's a story for another day.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah, I like CJ Stroud. I'm so scared of Ohio State quarterbacks. Joey says Burrow is LSU. He started Ohio State though.
Yeah, he was sitting behind who was it? Crap.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, it was behind Fields. It was Fields and then Burrow.
But yeah,
Haskins was the last one.
Oh yeah, shout out Haskins. Rest in peace,
dude.
Yes, Queen, he did it for you. He heard. He says, "Heard you was looking for me." Rest in peace, Haskins. Yeah. Now I'm all flustered. I forgot where we was at.
Well, the thing is, I gotta start diving into these prospects. Like I haven't paid a ton of attention, so I need to start looking at least the top 100 or top 50. Because I mean, I'll go top 100 because we're drafting so high.
What's up, Los?
You're gonna get 7 in the first round. You're gonna get what? Assuming you don't trade back. You're drafting high in these rounds. I think it was Ziegler was on the show with Eddie, and he's talking about, obviously I'm not happy at drafting at 7 because that means our season wasn't that successful.
Mm-hmm.
He says, but the best part of it is you're drafting at number 7 in each round.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, so you have to look at those top guys. Whereas
Absolutely.
last year they didn't get that luxury because they went out and got the best receiver in the league, Devontae Adams.
AR-15 in the second round. I like that. Like I've been saying, I like quarterback. I like a quarterback in the second round.
Oh
I
yeah, I'll
feel
take
like,
one in the second round.
yeah, I like a quarterback in the second round. If you can get an AR-15, if you can get a Will Levis, even a Hendon Hooker, if you can get one of those guys in the second round, I think that those would be the guys that you look at. There's so many other needs. I mean, look, quarterback is going to dictate where we go. Obviously, what the Raiders do in free agency, who the Raiders bring in, it's going to dictate what they do, where they go. But I know that Mark wants a Super Bowl. Raider Nation wants a Super Bowl. Super Bowl is in Las Vegas this season. I mean, it's
not to cut you off, Kenny, but I gotta address Raider Room here. If you say that one more time, I'm unfollowing you and I'm never speaking to you again.
Dude, I will block you, Raider. I will block you.
We homies, but I can't allow that.
No,
bro, I talk to this dude every day, like literally every day, all day, and that dude, he knows his shit. If you don't follow him, get on Instagram, follow him, hit his YouTube, Twitter, all that. No free shout outs, but
no free shout outs.
Just so we're saying it.
Graham gets benefit out. Look, I'm giving the coaching staff a clean slate this year. I'm not going to slander anybody yet. I'm going to give them a clean slate. I'm going to see what they do, who they bring in, and I will give them a clean slate. So I'm going to give Patrick Graham the ability to build his defense because obviously he did inherit, what we had last year, lost some key pieces. I think the biggest losses last year were Casey Hayward and Yannick Ngakoue. I think that those were two big losses. And then obviously with people going down, I mean, losing Perriman was huge. I think that losing Perriman was huge. Losing Divine Diablo,
you saw the run games after they went down.
Yeah, Rock Yassin going down. Those are all.
You got to bring Perryman back for that thumper run downhill. You got to. The dude's a missile.
That dude's a true middle linebacker. And I mean, dude can ball, and you can tell he loves being. You can tell he loves being a Raider too. He fits. He fits Raider Nation.
Swag.
Yeah. Beanies in 120-degree weather. He don't care.
Yeah.
Raider Chris, I'm late or I finally came out from under a rock. Are you the son of Kenny King? Excuse me, brother. Yes, I am. But I don't make that my persona. As much as people think
that guy.
I don't live under my dad's name. I
go Tail Rider.
Yeah, that's it. My daddy got me my blue check mark.
Your daddy built you.
My daddy. I tell Kaden all the time. I was like, you know what? I said, never mind. That's a podcast for another day. This dude is playing in his water table and he's driving me nuts. Oh, okay, that's wonderful. Oh, man.
Kenny with the Mickey Mouse impression here, everybody.
That's my Caden impression. They're playing with you so we can clean it. Like, dude, bro, come on now. So we're coming up. We're coming up on the better side of 45 minutes here. It's a good pod.
Yeah, man.
We obviously had a lot to talk about. It's been a couple of weeks, and
it's been a little spastic, but it's been good.
Yeah, Raider Nation's been holidays and all that crap. Raider Nation's had a lot to digest. We've got a lot to kind of get into and get ready for. I went to Ron Payne too. But I
did too, but not for 19.5.
Yeah.
And I did get that stat from Raider Room, by the way.
Yeah, no, so Raider Room come with the heat, but
I don't. He does it. He does work.
I can't justify 19.5. I can't.
It's too much for. You've got too many other needs.
Need another edge to pair with Max. Chandler Jones, not it. I think honestly, I think Chandler Jones retires.
I think he does. He got his year with Max.
Yeah.
And I don't think he lost a step. I don't know.
He gained a step towards the end of the season.
He picked it up.
Yeah.
But to go another season
with the elbow, look, I'm gonna tell you right now.
And it's a longer season now.
Yeah. You know, I would just, I mean, what, he's 35? Is he 35?
Let
32?
me look at this.
That's what I said, Joey. I'd rather have Tomlinson. I think Tomlinson's the, you know, he's the better option. You pair him. I would bring back Darius Philon.
Oh, bro, I want Philon.
I know.
Fly back.
I know Philon
32.
He's healthy.
Dude,
Yeah,
we're the
32.
same age. What the shit?
You're young.
I'm just a young buck in this game.
You know what? We can I can Photoshop a picture of Carter with a gas mask and drop that. Montez Sweat, who we should have drafted. There's so many players that the Raiders should have drafted that draft. I mean, you've got Montez Sweat, you've got Brian Burns,
if we could do an all-time should have drafted team.
Oh, well.
That might be an off-season project.
Ooh, that would be, dude, that would be one killer podcast. We should definitely do it.
Let's work it. We'll do it.
Definitely. But I got to get going because this kid is going to do something crazy, and I don't know what it is. Raider Nation, we'll be back. We'll talk to you. Until next time, peace.
Peace.